Hello everybody, this is TechHut. In this video, what we are going to be doing is de-snapifying Ubuntu. Ubuntu as a whole is a fantastic distribution, but the parent company, Canonical, tends to make some interesting decisions. Recently, a huge con and complaint within the Linux community has been their implementation and forcefulness when it comes to the attempt of adoption of snap packages. Don't get me wrong, I love a good snap package running on my home server, but when it comes to the actual desktop, I really don't find a need for them, especially when there's flat packages. That should be the standard in my opinion. But on desktops like we're in here, this is the latest version of Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. They're just slow, and I mean, I know I'm going to be using Flatpaks, so I might as well only be using Flatpaks. Now, we can see all these snaps we have currently installed on our system just by typing in snap list. If I go ahead and make that a little bit bigger, you can see we have a bunch of different things. We have some of the core components, we have Firefox, GNOME, GTK, I installed PowerShell. There is nothing better than running the snap package of a Microsoft terminal in Linux. And then we have the Snap Store, Snapd, and Thunderbird. All right, before we get too far, we're going to pause right here. Hi, it's me, Brandon, editing the video, and in this initial recording, I just went ahead and went through the manual process of removing this. It's not too complicated, but I did want to bring up this. Right here is the Unsnap script by Poppy. Alan Pope, Absolute Chat over here, has made a wonderful little script for removing snaps from your system and migrating them to Flatpaks. Now, if we go down here, there are some things to note. This is pre-alpha, and if we scroll down here, we can see some of these scripts it's actually going to run, including backing up, installing Flatpak, enabling FlatHub, installing Flatpaks, removing snaps, and removing Snapd, which will then remove all snaps. Now, if we go over to our terminal here, I already went ahead and pulled the GitHub repository. You can kind of see what I did there. Git clone and then the repository. I cd'd into the proper directory. Previously, I went ahead and listed the snap packages I currently have installed on this machine, and then I installed two of them, Firefox and GIMP, just so I can show you that these do migrate, or at least get replaced with the Flatpak versions. I'm in the directory, so I'm going to run the script real quick, and I'm going to run unsnap. So hit enter, and then it's going to give us a little warning. Care has been put into the script to make sure that it is safe. Always, no matter what you're doing, make sure you do have backups. Probably the most important things. I'm going to hit enter to continue, and then you can see it went ahead and enabled all the scripts that I should run. So if I go ls again, we can see that there's a log there. I'm going to cd into that log directory, ls, and then here you could see all the scripts that I probably should run. So of course I would just go 00, start with the backup script, and now I have backups generated. Personally, I haven't really done anything on this system, so I don't really care for that. But now we're going to just do 01, tap and install Flatpak, and then it is just about finishing up here. There we go, and I'm going to ls again because I can't really see what's going on anymore. So now what I could do is run the second script, and you really just go through this and run through everything it recommends. But personally, I prefer the manual method, and especially if you're doing this on a clean install, you should probably watch what's coming up. And with that, let's continue with the original recording of this video. So if you don't want to completely purge your system of snaps, but you want to get rid of like the Firefox and Thunderbird snaps and replace them with something else, it's really easy. All we need to do is type in a sudo snap remove, and we're going to go ahead and add the purge flag, and let's say Firefox, for example. Type in your password, and then it's going to go ahead and begin moving Firefox. And then for me, I'm going to do the exact same thing with Thunderbird. I will note if you've been using these snap packages, it's going to clear all your data, so make sure you back up anything that you may need to. And now we're going to be purging everything else. Now I will note here, do all this at your own risk. You should probably run Timeshift or something to create a backup of your system. I do have a separate video on that if you're interested. So I'm not going to be pulling any snaps for sure, so let's go ahead and remove that snap store. Next, what we're going to do is remove the GNOME 3.38 components that are currently installed as a snap package. And now let's get rid of the GTK common themes. And then next is going to be that Snapd desktop integration. There we go, hit enter. And even the uninstallation process with snaps is kind of slow compared to other things. So next, let's get rid of bear. Hit enter, and then of course core. And then last but not least, let's just get rid of Snapd altogether. So hit enter. It looks like I missed some, so let's go snap list. Oh yeah, we got the PowerShell and okay, so Make sure you remove everything. So let's get rid of Microsoft PowerShell, God forbid. And then Core 18. So now all we should have is good old snapd, which I'm just going to rerun this command here. There we go. Snap removed. So now if I do snap list again, there are no snaps installed. Oh no! And now what we're going to do is get rid of it with our apt package manager. So you can do sudo apt remove -- for the flag of auto remove, and then snap D. Hit enter. Ooh, we're going to have a little extra space, almost 200 megabytes. And now, snaps are technically off of our system, but if we just ran the normal apt update, they might sneak their way back on. So let's do something to prevent that. We're going to do that in nano. You do this with whatever text editor you prefer, but we're going to go to sudo nano etc app preferences.d, and we're going to go no snap .perf, and then hit enter. This is a new file, but we're going to go ahead and add a couple lines. So we're going to go package and equal that to snapd, and then we're going to do pin, and then we're going to go release, and then a equals asterisk, and then from there we're going to set a pin priority, and we're going to have that equate to -10. So go ahead and output that. And I will note here that these apt preferences files can be used for a lot of different things, including setting certain repositories as a preference, things like that. I'm going to be linking down below to an article from Debug Point that basically has all the information in this video and more information to kind of teach you more about what's going on. Just go ahead and exit out of here. And now we're going to do a sudo apt update, and if everything works, you'll see. Yep, no errors. If we did anything wrong, had any typos, it would go ahead and throw out an error. On the screen now are some errors you might run into. Now what we're going to do is something moderately critical. We're going to go ahead and replace some of the things we just removed. So first and probably most important is that GNOME stuff. So let's go sudo apt install, and we're going to add the tag or the flag install -suggests, and we're going to go with GNOME software. So this will search and pull any packages it thinks it needs. Which right here, it is already at the latest version. We're good to go. 0 upgraded, 0 newly installed, so we could go ahead and move on. And now what I'm going to do real quick is show you how to install Firefox from Mozilla directly. I'm probably just going to end up getting the Flatpak, but as we've found in benchmarks previously, using the native packages actually perform a little bit better. So sudo add apt -repository, and we're going to add the PPA from Mozilla team /PPA. Hit enter, and then when that adds, or hit enter again, and then when that adds, we're going to do a sudo apt update, just like this. And then just in cases, we're going to install it and really specify where we want to pull it from. So let's do a sudo apt install, and we'll do -t, and then go O is equal to lp-ppa -mozilla team, close that off, and Firefox. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and pull those packages, and there we go. And I'm just going to make sure that Thunderbird is in here as well. Beautiful. And now we're going to do real quick is enable automatic updates. Now this command is a bit longer, so I'm just going to paste it in here. There we go. It's an echo command. So let's hit enter. And now what we're going to do is another apt preferences file. So let's do sudo nano, and this is going to be the location. This is going to be in Mozilla Team PPA. So hit enter. And I'm going to go ahead and paste this in, very similar to before. This is going to be package Firefox. And I probably should make another one for Thunderbird, but I'm not going to for now. So let's output that. Control X, and then we can do a sudo apt update to make sure that there's no issues with that file we just created. And nope, we are good to go. Now you can revert everything that we've just done. I will link down below which goes over those steps. It's a couple commands, real easy if for some reason you want to put snap packages back onto your system. And I'll also link to the official FlatHub guide to go ahead and get Flatpaks on your system, which I believe is just 2 commands as well. Sudo apt install, you add the FlatHub repository, reboot your system, and life is good. With all that, I do hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. And goodbye.